Well, we've gone on a totally unrelated tangent to what we're doing here today.
An unrelated tangent that didn't even make it into the podcast.
No, that's funny.
Yeah, so it doesn't even make sense. But hopefully this beer will make sense. It's a style I've never even heard of or tasted or anything. So many new things on this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. And we are aboutbeverages.com. Oh, I don't know.
See, now, if they'd have heard the bit that I edited out, they would exactly know how that tied
That
in.
would be funny.
But that's okay. They didn't, and that's fine. And when I say they, I mean the audience. That's kind enough to listen. That's right, you, the listener. And one
our listeners in a world.
And one of those listeners was kind enough to give us this beer that cannot be found here on the West Coast.
Well, that's just mean.
I know, it is kind of cruel. Well, it's only mean if we really like it.
That's true.
This is true. So
if it sucks, then it'll be like, thank God it's not available.
God,
here.
it hasn't made it past. Thank God it hasn't made it past.
There's a reason why.
Yeah, it's only local. That's why.
It hasn't crossed the Mississippi.
The mighty Mississippi, the old man.
Deep river.
This is what happens when you get to the 7th podcast.
That's right.
Of many
we have even more
here.
fun.
Yeah, that's right. And more to come.
But we will not swear by God.
No, we will not.
No.
So the beer we have today is via a friend of a friend. So this is from someone who I think kind of listens. His name is Pete. And Pete gave this beer to Jason. Jason, who is a current always friend of the show, then passed it along to us because Pete is from New York. He's from back east.
Okay.
Lives out here now, but his family still lives back there. They brought the beer with him. He was kind enough to pass it to Jason. Jason passed it to us.
Wow.
That was a mouthful.
Wow.
I can't
so
believe
Pete lives out here now?
Pete does live out. He's lived out here for quite a while now. But his family
even
still,
with the fantasy football time? I thought he was back east.
Yeah, no, he lives out here.
Even when we were doing fantasy football?
Yeah.
Oh, well, because I thought we had to make accommodations for somebody.
No, we had to make accommodation for someone else. But let's not get into that. Let's not get into that on the podcast.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, we had to make accommodations for someone else.
Okay.
This person lives out here.
Okay, good.
But he got the beer. This is from back east. Where is this from, and what is the name of the brewery?
Saranac, I guess, is the brewery. And it's they're located in Utica, New York. And the beer is Bavarian-style black beer, and this is called Black Forest. Now, when I think of, do you have something when you think of Black Forest? What do you think of?
Well, I think of the cake.
Okay.
You and I used to work for a bakery.
Correct.
Our grandpa was a baker from many, so we have a lot of baking throughout the lineage. When I think of a Black Forest cake, that's what I think of. So I think of a little bit of fruit along with heavy chocolate notes.
Yeah, chocolate and cherry actually is a Black Forest with the chocolate cake. Usually some whipped cream involved, and cherries and chocolate.
Yeah, so those are the things I think of.
Yes,
when I think of a Black Forest.
So now we have a beer that's called Black Forest. So immediately I'm thinking.
Initially, I'm going to, in my
cherry.
mind, initially in my mind, I'm going to take the fruit out of it. I'm going to guess that with the beer, they're probably just going to go for the chocolate, maybe a little bit of the sweet,
okay,
maybe that kind of thing. So that's what I have going for me in my head.
All right.
So
find out if you're going in the right way.
That's right.
Or if you've gone your own way.
Oh, I was just going to go there too. So.
If you've gone Black Forest.
Okay, so I'm already noticing here, kind of as I'm pouring, good amount of carbonation.
Good amount of carbonation, and it is dark. It's more maybe Coca-Cola brown or something like that. Cola brown.
Yeah, I would not say it's black.
No, it's not black, but it's a dark brown.
I think Coca-Cola is a perfect description.
And we say Coke because we prefer that over Pepsi.
We do. And if you have a problem with that, aboutbeverages.com, send us a comment. That has an interesting aroma.
That's some heavy malt.
Yeah.
See, now, just from smelling that's a smell I don't like in a beer.
See, now what's interesting, though, is, so it's a heavy malt. It's different than, obviously, I know we're comparing different styles, but I'm just trying to give frame of reference. So let's just kind of take that out of the equation. So, a lot of malt, but it's not like a Bach-type malt. This is more of a smoky, heavier malt. Like, I'm getting a little bit of the chocolate, like a bittersweet that kind of aroma. And then I actually am getting a little bit of fruit at the end.
See, that I'm only getting the fruit. I'm not really getting the smoky. Or the chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate. Not smoky as much, but just a roasted chocolate kind of malt, and then a little bit of fruit at the end.
Yeah, there's something. I don't know what that is, but there's something that reminds me of
a little bit of alcohol, almost aroma
Christmas
in there too.
Candy. There's a certain. I don't know why, but
okay.
From when I was a kid, and we've had this discussion in one of our other podcasts before. I don't know where there's something that reminds me of that. There's a certain something in that, and I don't know what.
A little alcohol aroma too. Like, is that kind of wandering in there as well?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Unexpected and interesting. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I can't wait to taste this.
I know. I agree. Well, there I get the roasted and the chocolate.
And the fruit. I'm getting the fruit in there too. I'm actually now I'm getting more fruit than I am the other two. Like the other two are kind of like the afterthought. Like I get the fruit kind of first, literally like a cherry or a raspberry or something like that. It's very smooth.
It is smooth. I grant you that.
Yeah, I get a lot of that kind of lightly sour, candied, kind of sweet like fruit on the front. And then, like I said, it kind of finishes with that roasted little bit of chocolate malt kind of at the back. That's very interesting. Thin body, I would say.
Yeah.
Body's pretty thin.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to think about that one a little bit. It's just kind of
Kind of a desserty beer in a way. I guess that could be.
This could go well with some other things. This actually could go well with a Black Forest cake, perhaps something like that, or some sort of. Actually, you know what? Maybe this would go well with like just some nice, really good vanilla bean like ice cream, like having that kind of light
poured over
kind of sweetness. Oh, that
in a float.
Yeah, and an actual beer float.
Yeah, I could actually. That's probably something I could do that with.
That actually might work.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, drinking it like this on the whole, it's okay. It's interesting. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably talk a little bit more about this, but yeah, I don't think there's really much anything else to say about that there, Sam.
No, I don't think I have anything else to say.
All right.
Anything constructive, at least.
Oh wow. Anything deconstructive? Do you have other flavors in there you want to represent?
Deconstructing Henry?
That's right.
No, wait.
Wow, that's regarding Henry.
Oh, regarding. Well, that was the
Deconstructing Harry.
Harry. That's it. Harry, we deconstructed. Yes, that's the.
Was that with Billy Crystal?
No, that's. Oh, was he in that?
I don't know.
Oh, no, it's Woody Allen, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that was Woody Allen.
And Julia Louis-Dreyfus, right? And I think Billy Crystal may have had a part in that, but I'm not sure.
All right, well, head on over to the website at aboutbeverages.com and check out our tasting notes for this very hard-to-find beer, at least in our area of the country, along with where it hits on our recommendation scale. And while you're there, check out everything we've got going on. Follow us on Twitter, become a fan of us on Facebook, and look in the archives. Check out what other podcasts we've been doing lately. We're also on YouTube, where we've got many of our podcasts as well. Post a comment, because that's what we're looking for. We want some other ideas of things we should be trying, even if we have trouble finding them. We will try and seek them out.
That's right.
But whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.